Greetings from the county line. Again, I've strayed away from the county line looking for some major dudes. I started this whole thing in the spring when the weather got nice because, Steely Dan inspired me back in 1973 when he said, any major dude will tell you. And I found some major dudes. And, or a dudette.
Dudette.
Yeah. Carrie Lupini's with us. We've been talking the last 2 weeks about abortion because some of our political candidates have made such a big issue out of it, and my daughter told me that I'm really not qualified to offer an opinion in the matter since I'm an old white guy. But Carrie is not only the executive volunteer director of Birthright in Kokomo, she's also a woman, obviously, and a mother of 6 children, 2 daughters, and she had a mother herself. So we're counting on her to guide us in this discussion. And gosh, I wish I could go back and talk about everything that we've already covered because I think there are so many important points. One, Birthright, you told me, isn't affiliated with any religious organization at all.
No.
You don't receive any tax dollars, as opposed to Planned Parenthood, which is substantially financed through the federal government. You just basically work on goodwill and donations and volunteers.
It's all donations and volunteers, yes.
And at the end of the last period, you told me something that just shocked me, because I know even in Indiana, where we've supposedly banned abortions, and we have for birth control purposes, but there are exemptions, and a woman can have an abortion, I think, up to 10 weeks. And you told me the baby's heart's beating after 18 days after conception.
Yes.
So if a woman, so we're killing somebody after 18 days, depriving a soul of its life.
Yeah, we want to make sure that the woman knows this ahead of time, even if she does make that decision or she's leading towards that decision of abortion, that she does understand the gestational development of her unborn baby. Because if she were to find that out later, after the abortion, that could be exceptionally heartbreaking to say, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
So we do want to provide her in a loving way that the effects of the gestational development of her unborn baby.
I've read or heard or understand from somewhere that in many cases, if a woman is afforded the opportunity to receive an ultrasound and actually see what's growing inside her, that she's probably going to opt out of abortion. Is that true?
I think in most cases that can be true. We have to make sure that she is wanting the ultrasound for the right reasons. Medicaid does provide ultrasounds at about 16 weeks along, and we do help women obtain their Medicaid and find a doctor. And if the doctor thinks that the woman needs an ultrasound earlier than 16 weeks, then I'm sure he would provide that. But yeah, I have heard stories where women, when they do see the baby in the ultrasound, it can change their mind. Yeah.
I noticed when you gave me a tour of your facility here a few weeks ago that you have a screen that looks like it belongs in an X-ray doctor's office, right? Is that for ultrasound, looking at ultrasound pictures?
Oh, like this kind of a screen up here?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, it is in a way. I mean, we don't do ultrasounds, but we do have a short DVD of a 4D ultrasound that any woman who comes in and has a positive test with us, we always offer to show it to her if she would like to watch it. And it is a 4D ultrasound, yeah. So she can watch that, yeah.
Perhaps that's what I was thinking about. Birthright provides a lot of stuff to women, you said.
We do
pretty
like
much
to
anything
provide her,
a woman needs
Yeah.
If she's got a baby and needs help, you're going to either help her here or you're going to find an agency that can.
We do want to support her as much as we can.
So if a woman comes in here, is she like assigned a counselor to talk to if she needs follow-up help?
When she comes in, whoever here is available, we'll speak to her, and we love talking to the girls and the women who come in here. They're just a joy to talk to. They really are, and we love making friends with them. And we want to, be in their lives for a while. We check up on them according to what they feel comfortable with. We do give them follow-up calls if they've had a positive test with us, just to see how they're doing. If they need anything, offer an invitation to come back in if they just want to talk, or if they need something here at the office, want to show us their ultrasound pictures, whatever it might be. Yeah.
So there's no pressure. I mean,
No
a woman
pressure.
comes in here, she takes a pregnancy test, you tell her it's positive, and then bye. I mean, you don't schedule a follow-up appointment.
We can't. We like to talk to her a lot more than that. We like to know how she feels about the result and talk to her about her feelings about the result. See what kind of a supportive network she may or may not have. We like to let her know about the services that we can provide her with and the other resources that she can go to. Ask her if she needs any maternity clothes at the time, or maybe she has other small children at home that are still in diapers, and if she may need some diapers for them. So we like to provide her with any kind of relief we can provide her with. And we hope that she leaves feeling a lot happier when she left than when she came in. So, yeah.
But there's no pressure.
No pressure. If she wants to talk for an hour, that's wonderful. If she's really in a hurry and she needs to leave right away, then we always offer she can come back at any time.
Among all these things that you're providing, do you afford women with birth control?
No, we don't. We're not a family planning clinic.
Okay. That's a question that's frequently asked, And your services, they're not covered by Medicaid, I take it.
No, everything is donated here. So either financial donations or material donations. That's how we are able to share.
Where do the donations come from typically?
A lot of just private people all over. Most of them are from Kokomo, but we have some people who donate money from other cities in the state, even out of state, and from various churches.
Excellent. Okay. Do you ever have somebody come into your agency, and ask how they go about adopting a child?
Every once in a great while. It's not something that happens very often, but if somebody does come in and they are interested in adopting a child, I refer them to licensed adoption agencies.
We have those in
There's
Howard
none
County?
in Kokomo. There's one in Lafayette, and there's several in Indianapolis.
So if a woman decides that she wants to continue her pregnancy and go full term with her baby, but she doesn't want to keep it.
If she's interested in placing for adoption, we will support her in that way as well. I do have lots of information here from various adoption agencies that I can show her, and I let her know basically the services that they provide, that it is free for her, and that there's no commitment until after the baby's born and she signed the papers. So just talking to an adoption agency doesn't mean that you're committing anything. So it's just finding out more information. We just like the women to be very educated about their decisions and their choices. If she would like to meet with one of the directors of an adoption agency, that director can come here to Kokomo and meet her here, so she doesn't have to travel to Indianapolis or Lafayette as well.
My gosh, you hear about an abortion, I think you told me, is between $300 and $500.
Somewhere around
And
there.
Medicaid usually picks up the tab for it, right?
I don't even know that. I'm not sure.
But adoptions are like $40,000, aren't they?
For somebody who is going to adopt, yeah, I'm sure that the prices vary according to where you're adopting from, but for the woman who is placing for adoption, it's free for her. In fact, they will pay a lot of her expenses during the pregnancy.
Does that happen very often? Or
I don't know the statistics on that.
Okay.
I know I've spoken to a few women who have shown interest in placing for adoption, and I just basically give them the information about it and try to follow up with them if they're comfortable with that. But it is a beautiful option. It is. I think society today tries to make that seem like a bad option for some reason. A lot of people have a negative feeling about adoption, but adoption is actually a very wonderful choice. It's a very loving option. You are choosing the mother, the birth mother can choose the parents that she wants to place her child with by looking at their portfolios. She can interview them. She is in charge of this. So we have a lot of information here if you're interested in different adoption agencies, if you would like to look at some sample portfolios that adoption agencies have provided us with. They're just examples. And the birth mother really is in charge of how this goes. And she can choose whether she chooses an open adoption, a semi-open adoption, or a closed adoption. So she can have as much involvement with her child that she's placed for adoption and the adopted family as she wants. So if she feels more comfortable only having limited visits with the family, then that's her choice. If she wants more frequent visits with the family, then that's her choice. So.
And you're speaking from experience.
Yes, I am.
Because you have a whole flock of children of your own that you had,
Yes.
and then you and your husband adopted a child.
We did adopt
I
it. Yes,
understand.
we adopted our youngest. Yes.
Boy or girl?
We adopted our daughter. Yeah, she's a daughter, and we actually adopted her from Russia when she was 3 years old. So that was a closed adoption, but that was an international adoption. We have domestic adoption here, so the mother really is in charge. The biological mother is in charge of what kind of adoption she wants to have.
Okay. Wow, that's a love story. You must really like kids.
I love children, and I love mothers too. So, and I know it's very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. We do understand all of the struggles that mothers go through and pregnant women go through. We understand.
Yeah, you would. So, the Supreme Court, with these 3 appointees that Donald Trump made a couple of years ago, reversed, at least that's the way politicians look at it, the Roe decision, and turned abortion rights back over to the states to let them decide individually what they wanted, which is something, by the way, I can't wrap my head around it, because we didn't allow states to make their own choices with regard to slavery, so I don't know how this is going to work out. But that's what they did. And Indiana almost immediately passed legislation that drastically limited when a woman can have an abortion in Indiana. As I mentioned, there's just a few exemptions, and they all have to be done within 10 weeks of conception, I believe. Has your business picked up at all in the wake of these court decisions and laws?
It really hasn't. I think we've stayed steady through all of these things. We thought we might get busier or slower. We weren't sure what would happen really, but we're basically staying steady. We usually perform about 200 pregnancy tests a year, about 20 a month. Then we see between 800 and 1,000 women that come through the door or call for various reasons.
Tell me again what your mission at Birthright is.
Well, it is the right of every woman to give birth, and it is the right of every baby to be born. So that is our mission statement. So if a woman is experiencing a crisis pregnancy, We want to help her. She has the right to have that child. I think a lot of times society is telling her, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You have all these things against you. But you know what? We're telling her, you are strong. You can do it. And so we want to support her. A lot of times a woman is just looking for someone to say, you can do it. Because in her heart, she really does want to carry that child to term. So we want to provide her with good information. We want to be a positive influence in her life. We want her to make a good choice that's healthy for her and for her whole family and for her baby. We want her to look to the future, and we want her to provide her with a lot of resources that can help her be a very strong woman.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but you just reminded me that, you know, this whole attitude about women are strong enough to be mothers. They're strong enough to raise a family. They're strong. They don't. You know, I'm old enough to remember, you know, Helen Reddy and the bra burning and Gloria Steinem and all that stuff.
Wow, that's a throwback.
And 1973 when the Roe decision first came out and horrified, I mean, everybody really. I was just, nobody could even think what that would entail. But you're saying that women have been misled to think that having an abortion or having a baby is somehow a sign of weakness. Does that? I know you don't want to get into politics, but that seems to run with the feminist view that having a baby is really just being subservient to a man, isn't it?
No, I mean, it's our God-given gift and right to have a child. To have an abortion and to take the life of a child is not in a woman's best interest, and we don't feel it's in society's best interest. It has a lot of harmful effects to women and can really affect her for her entire life. And we want what's best for her. We want her to make a good choice. In the end, though, it is her choice. We don't pressure women. We don't judge them. And we know that a lot of women make that choice out of desperation or misguided information. It's a scary thing to face an unplanned pregnancy. We do understand that, and we do not judge.
At Birthright.
At Birthright.
Well, how can people further your cause? What can we do to help you?
Well, we would love to have some more volunteers here. We're run on volunteers, so if I don't have volunteers, I can't have the office open, and we can't help girls and women in their pregnancies. So really, we need people. We need people to come and help out at the office and talk to the girls and talk to the women who come in and do pregnancy tests and help make up baby layouts. So we'd love to have you. We also need financial donations to help keeping our ministry going.
How do they do that? How do they donate?
You can mail us a check to Birthright of Kokomo, and our address is 3712 South Leah Drive, Kokomo, Indiana, 46902.
And if someone's interested in volunteering?
Oh, please call the office. We have a website as well. You can go to our website, just type in Birthright of Kokomo. It'll take you to our website. It'll give you all the information there. Our phone number is 453-4673. You can email me at kokomo@birthright.org as well.
Thanks, Carrie. This has been a fascinating conversation today, and I still have some more questions if you don't mind. Carrie's agreed to come back next week with us. She's the volunteer executive director at Birthright in Kokomo. We're talking about abortion, and we hope that you'll join us next week. Until then, God bless.